Hey guys, so welcome to the channel. So last time we did the balance changes, the work in progress balance changes. So you can check right here. So now, like we are in August, and the final balance changes has arrived. Okay, with season 86 being live right now as we speak. So as you can see right here, like as per the final, these are what's finally getting confirmed. So the hit points for the all the spirits, right? The heal spirit, fire spirits, electro spirit, and ice spirit all have been reduced by 6%. So these guys won't be able to reach the tower even if their levels are equal to that of your archer towers and king towers. Then the abilities have been reduced from cooldowns to single use only. And then these guys are getting some reworks, which we'll check in the description right now. And these guys have received their these guys have received their bug fixes, and these guys have got some additional balance changes. Let us now like read this post from Royal API, right? Now the spirits have got a big nerf. Now you'd be like, why the hell the spirits are getting nerfed? So these guys basically these guys basically don't reach the tower even if their hit points even if they are of the same level, like if it's a level 16 archery tower, then the level 16 fire spirits, level 16 spirits won't be able to reach the tower. Okay, so this technically affects all the spirits, including the evo ice spirit, furnace, and also the evo furnace as well, because what spawns out of the furnace is a fire spirit. So the fire spirit alone won't be able to reach from, say, the bridge to the archer tower. So that these guys basically don't get abused, and other spells would kind of be given a chance of being used a lot more in comparison to these guys. Then second, of course, the heroes, right? The heroes, their cooldowns are basically being eliminated, and they're rather being converted into single use, right? All the heroes and champions, like whatever heroes and whatever champions that you see here, right? These guys have their abilities, and their abilities used to have a cooldown maybe for 1 second, 2 second, like it depends on whichever heroes it used to be. But some heroes, their cooldowns are so less that those abilities are further abused. Like in this case, you can say the hero goblins, right? But I guess in this case, the hero goblins have been excluded. Okay, but the hero goblins, I mean, their case is just single use, whereas the knights, the giant, musketeer, the hero ice golem, all the heroes here, right? Like these guys, their cooldowns, like they used to have cooldowns, but now they have been changed to single use, right? So this is going to ensure that people strategically use their abilities when needed and don't use when not needed, right? Giants, to me, I mean, though he has a cooldown, but majority uses ability once throughout this giant's lifetime. But if the giants do stay alive for longer periods of time, then I guess then they get to use the ability for a second time. But majority of the people, I guess, they use the cooldowns, they use their abilities maybe once, but there's certain people who uses it twice, which also means that, of course, they get to abuse their ability again and again. So there's now converted into single use, and the same is also in the champions category as well. Their abilities have also been converted into single use, right? That also includes monk, your little prince, the goblin stein, what else? This little miner and whatnot, right? Like what you can see here, right? The champions buffs. Like these champions are anyways competing with heroes and evos for those special slots, which means, of course, like most obviously do struggle uh, uh, thanks to their significant usage of heroes and evolutions, right? Like in the last season, here there were only two champions that were being used. Like in this case, the Golden Knight and the Archer Queens were the only champions getting used, whereas the rest of the champions, uh, they were hardly getting seen, right? They were hardly getting seen. So if you look at like the bottom 10 in this case, like the 5 out of 10 champions, they were underperforming, and now Supercell kind of wants to buff them. So So out of like the 10 champions, only two were getting used in the last season. The others were getting used at the very less. So they were not getting used at all because their value wasn't significant. And that's what's being kind of reflected on the arena. So out of say the bottom 10, right? Bottom 10 champions, like 5 out of 10 champions were underperforming. And as a result, these guys are basically giving buffs to these champions so that these guys get used at least, right? And at least the Mighty Miner is not among the bottom 10, but he's also not in the top 2. Maybe in the top 3, 4, or at least in the top 5, of course. So, regardless, even though this guy wasn't in the bottom 10, but he is joining the buff. So, Mighty Miner players, you are anyways gotta be very, very happy with the buff that these guys are gonna give you. So, the Little Prince, right? Of course, like his hit speed will still be conserved even if he moves only a tiny bit. Then the Guardian melee damage has of course been increased by from 217 to 232 points, of course. Now this guy will still maintain his charged up hit speed for zero point 0.3 seconds while moving. For up to zero point 0.3 seconds. So if he moves a little bit also, that hit speed won't get reset, which is fantastic. Then this guy, the Goblin Stein has basically been given a big rework. So, so these guys are basically gonna buff the Doctor, okay? But the Goblin Stein guy, right? Like the chain damage, I guess, right? They won't the ability DPS, right? The chain damage, will receive a nerf. The main Doctor's damage is getting increased from 92 to 135, but the ability in itself is going to be reduced to compensate for the Doctor's damage increase, right? But in certain conditions, certain events, right? This guy's win rate is absolutely impressive, and that's why to balance it, that they have reduced his ability. Then comes the Mighty Miner, right? The initial base damage is been increased from 40 to 43. It's going to ensure that this Mighty Miner can at least two shot one skeleton. Then, of course, these are some experimental reworks, right? Certain unpopular cards, they need some mechanical reworks so that they can become viable, right? Such as the endless healing, right? Like one of the mechanics is endless healing from, say, the Evo Witch, right? So instead of every dead skeleton healing this witch, the Evo Witch, it's gonna be only the first four skeletons that dies will basically heal the Evo Witch. The rest won't be able to heal the witch, and they'll just die as normal skeletons. Now, once the initial four skeletons are dead, they won't be able. The fifth skeleton and onwards, they won't be able to heal the witch. The fifth skeleton will die just like a normal skeleton. And as a result, like to keep this balance, right? The heal per skeleton has gone from 53 to 153. So okay, almost like thrice the value. Okay. Then the max HP for the witch in itself is increased from 1000 to almost 1450, and the overheal ratio per skeleton is also increased by 40%. I mean, from 1.24 from 1.24 to 1.73 healing per skeleton, right? It's almost like in correspondence with the heal per skeleton. So, like if four skeletons die, right? So technically, the witch would kind of recover like one third HP, and after that, she will die. Then, like considering with the healing mechanics, of course, the healer has also gotten a big rework. The damage per hit is gonna be increased by 38%. The hit speed is gonna go from 1.5 to 1.6, and DPS is anyways increased from 99 to 128. And but the heal is gonna be reduced from 67 to 63. So the healer is gonna heal other troops, but she won't be able to heal herself. Wait, these were the old changes. Okay. Wait, these are the old changes that were announced initially, but these are now the brand new changes. Okay. Sorry for misguiding you. But the damage is going to be increased by 81% instead of the initial 38%. So from 148 to 268, okay, per hit is going to be very costly, okay. The hit speed is going to go from 1.5 to 2 hits per second. Whoa. It's going to hit once in 2 seconds, huh? Not bad. But hey, yeah, I mean, it's gonna become slow in terms of it, but its damage is gonna be hell lot high. Then the DPS has gone from 99 to 134, a 35% increase as opposed to 29% increase. But the heal per second is gonna basically reduce from 67 all the way to 50. Okay, like it's gonna deal more damage per second, but it's gonna heal less per second. So of course, like, hey, the heals are like the heals are getting nerfed. Okay, they're turning the healer into a brand new DPS. To be honest, I mean, this much increase in damage. Oh man, that is something else. Okay, but also, like this is basically the damage. Now this is going to be as per the heal. Okay, like in this case, the heal radius is gonna go from 4 tiles to 3 tiles. So the healing radius is gonna be small. The area it heals is also gonna be less. And another interesting mechanic is it's not gonna heal herself. So the healer is not gonna heal herself any longer. So if the healer hits, the heal is only gonna fall to the other troops, but the heal is not gonna fall on the healer herself. So she's not gonna be infinitely like alive in the arena in comparison to say the previous season. Then of course, like void spell, right, it's been like one of the least used spells. Like I guess in the last season or last seasons they have basically nerfed all the spells except the void, but still the void's usage hasn't gone up pretty high. So as a result, like these guys have decided to rework the void spell as a whole. So they've decided to make it 5 elixir because in the 6 elixir there is the rocket and there is the lightning, and 4 elixir there is the poison, there is a fireball, and in the 3 elixir there is the arrows. 2 elixir there is a zap, there's a log, there's a snowball. So there's no like spell for 5 elixir. So as a result, like these guys have thought, why not make a 5 elixir spell? So these guys have decided to go with. So they are basically buff the void spell in terms of damage, one target damage, for 2 to 4 target damage, 5 target damage, as well as the target tower damage as well. Okay. Yes, but the hit speed and the elixir cost both have increased in the process. So the hit speed earlier used to be 1 hit per second. Now it's gonna be like 1 hit per 1.2 seconds. And the elixir cost is gonna go from 3 to 5, of course. So because of this increase in elixir, like just to like ensure that like the value is fair, right? They've increased the damages of pretty much all the targets, be the target troop damage or the target tower damage. So it's going to go from like 340 per hit per second to 696 hit per second. Okay. The 2 to 4 target damage is going to go from 161 to 294 hits per second. Then the 5 target is going to go for 76 hit per second to 153 hit per second. HP per second. Okay. And the same thing it's also going to be for the towers as well. It's going to go from 48 to 97. The 2 to 4 tower damage from 25 to 51, and the 5 plus target damage from 17 to 35. They basically like increase, they're doubling the damage of every single metric that you can see here. With the elixir cost increase only by 67%. So it's kind of a buff to the void as a whole, which means like the per elixir raw damage, the raw damage per elixir, right? Void will actually be able to provide a better value in comparison to the previous update. Then the Goblin Curse has been then the Goblin Curse, right, has been given a slow down rate. Okay, that's kind of a buff. So once you be technically into uh, the the range of the Goblin Curse spell, uh, you would technically go slow by 15%. So as to give the user the chance to spawn a goblin from the Goblin Curse, right? We might see an increase in this maybe in the next upcoming days. Then, of course, the Goblin machine has been given a brand new rework. Okay, so in this case, right, the rocket's hit speed is gonna go from 3.5 to 5 seconds. The DPS is gonna be significantly nerfed. Okay, from 87 to 61. The rocket speed, the rocket projectile, right, is gonna be a hell lot fast. Okay, like it's gonna spawn and hit the target a lot faster, which is not bad. But the melee damage overall is kind of a 9% increase from 212 to 232, as well as the HP buff for the Goblin Machine is also increased from 2.2 to like 2.15k to 2.265k, right? It's just to ensure that the Goblin Machine, right? The Goblin Machine kind of survives a bit longer, but to compensate for this increased hit speed, they have nerfed the rocket so that the rocket doesn't spawn a bit too frequently, right? Like in a span of 10 seconds, they would spawn 2 rockets as opposed to 3 rockets. Not bad. Now, in case the Rune Giant has also received another big buff. As you can see, the hit points of Rune Giant has increased by 30%, but the enchantment cast time has been removed. Okay, and it also will no longer enchant suicidal troops like the spirits, the wall breakers, right? As these guys won't actually perform significantly. Now it says like the rune giant is often left in the dust by support troops when she pauses to enchant them, and she will now stay in motion while enchanting. This is what enchantment cast time delay refers to. So it's not delay to the actual enchantment, but it'll just be as fast as before. Barbarian huts, these guys will be considering like reworking or fixing the barbarian hut maybe in the upcoming future. Then comes on to the bug fixes. Okay, so we are done with the buffs. Now we're gonna come on to buffs and reworks. Now we're gonna come into the bug fixes. Now Ronin's basically gonna be getting a nerf, okay, for the first time. Okay, like the first hit is gonna be delayed by zero point 0.1 second. Earlier, it used to have a zero point 0.3 seconds delay. Now it's gonna have a zero point 0.4 seconds delay. So they say like they're actually like fixing a timing issue that caused Ronin to deal a parry damage and melee damage in the same tick against say a charging Dark Prince, causing an inconsistent interaction against his shield. This parry will actually no longer be able to cancel this Golden Knight's dash. So Ronan's first time hit is going to go from point 0.3 to point 0.4 seconds. So the biggest nerf is, I guess, it won't be able to cancel against this guy's Golden Knight's dash. That's, I guess, the only nerf, and it's also at least got to be consistently interacting with the Dark Prince's shield if it gets hit. Then, of course, the X-Bow is kind of getting a rework as well. Like, say the moment like X-Bow, the moment it takes out something, it will waste one or two arrows. So to fix that, these guys basically gonna change X-Bow's stats. As you can see, like the hit speed is gonna go from point 0.3 seconds to point 0.4 seconds per hit. Okay, but the damage is going to be increased from 43 to 58. The DPS is going to be increased by 1% from 143 to 145, and the projectile speed is going to go from 1400 to 1600. So it's going to spawn less arrows per second, but those arrows will reach, you could say, the target a lot faster. That's, I guess, what's meant by projectile speeds. So like these are the mechanical changes, like these are the mechanical changes for these set of guys. Now we'll actually say come to the file balance changes, like for the cards that we definitely do have. One, of course, the motor is is of course getting a hit speed reduction, so it's gonna hit slightly faster. Then this also reflects, but of course normal motor is gonna hit a lot faster, but the hero version is kind of getting nerfed, of course, from 5 to 4 seconds per hit. Of course, these two are kind of getting stabilized. The only difference gonna be the goblin's gonna pop out with that hero ability of his. Then of course the barbarian is getting health point buffs by 4%, and the ability's duration is gonna be increased to 5 seconds, and the HP multiplier is gonna go from 1.1 to 1 second only. It's pretty sad, but hey, I would love that to stay that way itself. Then, of course, the goblins are getting buffed again in terms of damage, so it's gonna deal 125 HP. Yeah, I guess hit damage per second. Yeah. Then, of course, the deploy time has been reduced, but the amount of goblin it spawns now is reduced from 3 to 2. Then, of course, like the third blast effect for the hero ice golem has been reduced from 100% to 100% freeze down to just slowing. So this guy won't actually be able to freeze you guys in the third blast effect. And the blast damage is increased from 38 to 69. That is enough to basically kill skeletons. Not bad. Then, of course, this guy, what is this? The hero Mega Minion is kind of getting. Yeah, the tower multiplier is going to go from zero point 0.5 to 0.25. Okay. This, I guess, is a damage multiplier. So it's getting slashed by half. Okay. Then the damage reduction duration is, I guess, going to be permanent. But the warp damage is anyways increasing from 373 to 379. Then this guy's knockdown is gonna be, instead of every hit to every 2 hits, it's gonna basically, like, what do you say? It's gonna knock back troops. And whereas for like knocking down, I guess, heavy troops, right? It's basically gonna push from 2.5 tiles to 4 tiles, just to compensate for every second hit, basically knocking back other troops. It's gonna increase the pushback from 2.5 to 4 tiles. Then, of course, the archers, right? The Evo archers are getting used a lot. So, in order to like balance this out, they've reduced that damage from 160 by 17% from 168 to 140. Then the decoy damage from what is this? The Goblin Battles, right? Uh, is also getting reduced by 26%. Then it would now take 2 cycles to basically get this guy, the Goblin Cage. It basically take you 2 cycles to get this guy's evolution. So you got to use this guy a lot more frequently and a lot more faster. But the damage it is gonna do to the trap DPS is gonna be 9% higher, and the ability is cooldowns gonna be reduced from zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.3. Not bad. Then comes the tornado. The tornado damage per tick is anyways gonna, like, you could say, go from, yeah, the tornado damage per tick from the Evo Valkyries getting slashed by half. Then the projectile range for this guy is also getting reduced from 7.5 to 7 tiles. The same also reflects on the executioner. So these two guys, the projectile range is not gonna be 7.5 tiles, it's gonna be 7 tiles, right, only as of now. The dead damage for the wall breakers is again being reduced by 20% from 350 to just 280. I know it's a pretty sharp, significant decrease, like from dealing 700 damage to almost being under 500 damage. That is something else, okay? You're kind of losing that 200 extra damage just by nerfing this damage overall. So, this is basically aimed to, anyways, reduce this guy's overusage, as we say. And then the projectile range for this guy, the Evo Snowball, right, is getting reduced by 11% from 4.5 tiles to 4 tiles. Then the Tomb Queen, the hero tomb, right? The hero tombstones are getting used a lot, so they are buffing the Tomb Queen's damage, the sight range by 27% from 5.5 tiles to 7 tiles, and the Tomb Queen's HP from 4,000 to 4,200. Then they're, of course, like you could say, buffing Dear Evo Princess. Now, the special effect will come, I guess, like on every second hit, and the slowdown is gonna increase from is but the slowdown is kind of getting reduced from 7 seconds to 5.5 seconds, but it's coming at every 2 seconds, so it still kind of makes sense. Okay, with almost like almost like 0.5 seconds left before it again gets frozen, no doubt. It almost getting frozen for infinitely, yeah, actually. Then of course then comes what is this? The Evo Mega Minion Horde. Okay, the Evo Minion Horde. The invisible hit speed is getting increased from zero point 0.5 to 0.67. Oh, so I guess like this is technically increased so that people get some more time to, I guess, hit the Minion Horde. I think so, but I don't know why they're calling this a buff. Or is this gonna mean that these guys are gonna be invisible faster so that they can also spawn back on time? It could also be that as well. Okay. Then the hit speed of this guy is getting reduced by 6%. I mean, it's gonna go from 1.7 hits per 1.7 seconds per hit to 1.6 seconds per hit. Not bad. The HP for these guys are getting increased from 304 to 337, an 11% buff. Okay, then of course comes what is this? The Goblin Drill, where it's not gonna cause any tower damage. So that's kind of getting nullified here. Then of course comes the Magic Archer. The damage is getting reduced from 143 to 135, a 6% hit, a 6% damage decrease. Then of course comes the recruits. I mean, not the all recruits. Yep, the 3 elixir recruits. Okay. Yep, the landing damage is getting reduced from 437 to 384, maybe to reduce the usage. The landing damage is at least getting reduced, so yeah. At least it would give maybe the mid health troops some like chances to eliminate him, no doubt. And of course, the hit speed of this guy, the Zappies, are increased from 2.1 to 2.2 seconds. And then, of course, comes the spawn speed. The spawn speed is getting reduced from one spawn in every 7 seconds to one spawn in every 5 seconds. So that's a nice 2 second reduction in spawn time. I mean, it's so that hey, the fire spirits at least you could say gain some consistency. It's easier to count at which second it is for the fire spirit to spawn from the furnace, right? And of course, these guys are also buffing the goblin shine hit speed from 1.7 to 1.6 so that these guys get used. So like these are basically the final balance changes that are live as of now. I mean, that's what you can technically read here as well, right? And yeah, the HP multiplier is kind of getting removed from the Evo Barbarian so that their HP kind of remains the same as the normal standard Barbarians as well. So like these are what are the changes that we just did speak about. So without wasting your time, let us say dive into the game. I'll see you there. Hey boys, so we are live into the game, and with the new season, we actually did proceed to the next arena, the Spirit Square, right? Arena 32 from this little Arena 31. Of course, the rank ticket is now staying below because, hey, now these guys have actually changed that the rank tickets, right? They will go up like once in every 2 months. And of course, like there used to be a button here, right? Like mm, that you would actually you would get your brand new Evo Berserker in this case. So we got the brand new Berserker that you can see here. As you can see from the screenshot, right? We do have to only play basically 3 games. We have to win 3 games, and you basically get your Evo Berserker for free. And here comes the Ken shop. And hey, if you and these are basically the currencies, right? If you do save like 500 currencies, you will actually be able to unlock the Evo Barbarians. And hey, if you save like 6767 tokens, I guess you might get a brand new, you could say, hero in this case. But I think this here, now don't say that Mega Knight is gonna be the next hero in the next season. It's gonna be bonkers, okay? It's gonna be bonkers if this turns out to be true. So yeah, it's gonna be bonkers if the hero Mega Knight turns out to be true, okay? But yeah, you need to now save like 500 tokens just to get your brand new Evo Barbarians out of the Ken shop. And of course, then you can use this cow's token and purchasing the chest and whatnot, right? And to get this chest, right? I mean, to get these tokens, you have to basically play daily games, and if you do get these many crowns, you will get these many tokens. And of course, this is there throughout the season. Like you can see, like every 15 crowns you get these tokens, no doubt. So I collected just the first two, and of course there are 100 tokens in the end parts. Cause hey, if you did miss getting these, then of course. Now I collected like the first two. Now I'll be collecting the later ones, and I'll use it to try get the barbarians. And so yeah, just by the way, like I just got the Hero Berserker unlocked, okay? The Hero Berserker is pretty savage, okay? I mean, just take a look at this. It's going as a P.E.K.K.A, okay? And this ability costs 3 elixir. But for a 2 elixir troop, this 3 elixir ability is savage, no doubt. Yep. For it to basically become alive, I guess you need to bring this Berserker's HP to 1. And then, of course, its, its speed and hit speed are going to be ultra fast, as you can see here. Yep. Ultra speed being fast is something else, okay? This guy is fast. But this being ultra fast is something else, okay? And it's only going to basically deal like 75% less crown tower damage, which is sad, but of course, it's just to ensure that this one stays balanced, okay? I mean, a 3/4 damage in reduction, and this is, of course, pretty savage indeed, okay? This is more about the hero Berserker. Valkyrie is getting buffed, but I have already maxed out my Valkyrie beforehand, so yeah. The Rune Giant is anyways kind of getting buffed, as you did see in the balance changes. And apart from that, hey, I did actually get Ronan, and I've kind of buffed him to level 14. Ronan has now kind of received a little bit of a nerf, but regardless, I mean, this is going to be fantastic. I was actually, like, say, planning to buff the spirits, but then after the spirit nerf, I don't feel like actually buffing the Electro Spirit to its max level. I was either thinking of either buffing this or like buffing this. No doubt. Or even maybe buff this little battle ram here as well. But we'll see what will technically kind of buff as of now. Now let us go and maybe do a bit of the clan wars, right? And let's see, if I do lose, I would anyways do the battle on the other side, right? I'll battle on the main arena and try getting as many trophies as I can, and I can push towards 14,000 trophies. It's gonna be a fantastic journey then, right? Another 500 trophies just to reach the finish line. It's gonna be fantastic. Now I just don't know like why there's no background music. But yeah, I kinda hate it, to be honest.
Let's go.
That's not a bad start, to be honest. Yep, everything is reactionary in nature. Ooh. Not a bad signal, but you wasted just 2 elixir defending this? But with the Berserk kind of getting buffed, right? You're basically inviting back... Wait. Let's distract her with our own very building. The Tesla took the hit points. That's fine. It is meant to do that.
Yay.
The Hog Rider takes a cake. Now it's basically my spam now. Uh-oh, I just... This is not bad, okay? Yep, I have like 2 heroes ready to rock and roll. So I'm like, why not? Let's do that. Ah, damn. No doubt. That's sick. We pretty much destroyed this guy, okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do we have to choose, huh? A pretty tough choice indeed, but my brain says go for this one, the epic wild card, because they're pretty dang rare. But my mind also says why not go for the common cards, because they're also what's needed. So, what say? I'll go with the common cards this time. Yep, I'm getting more gold as we speak, okay? And by the way, like, I don't actually want to upgrade, okay? Because I was actually thinking of upgrading the elite barbarians, but hey. But since I gotta know, like, these guys are gonna be buffed the next month, I'm like, why not, like, postpone the upgrade by just 1 month later? So right now, I guess I would technically buff... Yeah, like, why not technically max out this guy right now? I mean, pretty great, right? Like, hey, another max card, another one less upgrade to worry about in the long term, right? Now, though, I'll only have like 60k, so I could technically think of upgrading like 2 cards. I was actually thinking of upgrading the skeletons and maybe someone from level 13, like this, the piggies. Yeah, let's play some more battles and maybe then call it a day, right? Like, let's play like maybe 2 clan wars, and then we'll play maybe another 2 main wars, and then maybe call it a day. Oh, fantastic path. Oh, even more fantastic. Well played. Yup. I don't the go. I gotta copy one of these decks, okay? All thanks to my poor planning, I kind of lost in this one, and that too, I'm just kind of caught off guard. Now here, I gotta play damn seriously now. Wait, I'll actually try substitute Ronan with these guys. Well played. Yep. These two decks kind of caught me off guard, but of course there'll be some decks where you would kind of lose. Hey, 2 Inferno Dragons, not bad. I would love to max it out if given chance. So we're getting tokens as we go by, right? Now let's delve into the arena. Of course, I'm not using conventional decks. I'm using the decks that can max out these masteries. But yeah, I would love to try a bit of the Berserker, the brand new Berserker in this case. Yeah. It's gonna be OP seeing this card. Wait, this is kind of the brand new 2.6 Alexa card. Yep, but I don't have any cards that could technically take on air except the Dark Goblin. Whoa, the 3 Elixir ability is actually good. Not bad. I'm gonna try maxi out this guy though. Yo, what the hell? Not bad. This is not a bad deck. Yeah, it's just that this guy's Evo World Kyrie takes it on, okay? Yeah, I just lost one trophy. Not bad for losing, but hey, I gotta change the teams. Wait. I can get these guys, right? Imagine I kind of start overwhelming them with slightly advanced troops. I just don't want to take these 4 to 5 guys. Now I'll have to change it somehow, okay? Let's change it to bats so that maybe we can improve the swarm ability, I would say. Now, if you're changing this to bats, then why not change the swarms as well, right? I mean, I wouldn't mind Ron and taking over some heft, okay? Like taking the hefty guys out. Yep, I mean, increasing its cost from 2.6 to 2.9 elixir. But yeah. I mean, though you activated your King Tower, but just look at the amount of health that's gone. Ah, the silky. And it takes the dash for the button. Not a bad one, but we're pushing this, okay? We're gonna push and try get the barbarians first, then we'll think about the other rewards. I got 60k on my hand. I could think of actually say buffing the rage, but hey, what's the rage, man? What's the rage when I can buff this guy? But I'll buff him maybe like when it's maybe 15 days or something of that sort. We'll think about buffing the Balram next, okay? We'll think about buffing the Balram next and then ascending the others, right? But if I do get 2 more Evo shards, right, I would technically be able to say, whoa. Yeah, this guy's also trying for circle. Please. Uh-oh. Now here comes the trouble. Yep, the 2 elixir the 1 elixir 2 goblins are for nothing, okay? No, they are something. 3 stabs, not bad. Yep. I only had like 1,500 health difference. I just need to put a stronger troop in this case, okay? This may not be a good deck, no doubt. Of course, they're all swarms, but they don't, not many swarms to take care of these guys. So, yeah. Berserker is something, okay, no doubt. I might put in maybe a mini P.E.K.K.A. I mean, okay. Just to take care of the swarmy units. And why not let's replace this guy with these guys, right? Let's see, just me trying different decks. kind of two tanky troops mini pecker in kind of a deck would he run? I see you don't get what this guy's deck is, but including a Mega Knight and this is really nice, okay? Yo, the Berserker doesn't work against the Electro Giant, huh? This was a close battle. So I would literally just call this a day, right? We just need two more shards, and yeah, I would technically plan on unlocking maybe the Evo Valkyrie because that's a card I literally don't have. Okay, I would love to have the Mega Knight. I would love to have uh, the Wall Breakers, the Tesla, the Firecrackers, no doubt. Okay, I'll decide which cards I would technically love to unlock. Okay, the moment I get like two more shards, which I would do get like throughout the season. And I would love to see if I do get other brand new Evos, right? Like the Valkyrie, I would love to have them. I would love to have the Tesla as well. I would love to also have the Princes as well, right? Because these are fantastic right now. For 60k, I see you don't know what I would typically love to unlock or upgrade, but now that I'm planning on upgrading the battle ram, which I definitely need to save on a little bit more so that I max the battle ram and forget battle ram even need an upgrade in the first place. So if you guys still love such content, right? Such Clash Royale content, you can consider say subscribing to your channel for more such Clash Royale videos like these, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And thanks for watching and happy clashing. Hope I do rise like say to 3070 and eventually reach to 14,000 so that I can then focus on the ranked and even the chaos league. By the way, like the chaos league is like available for 12 days and I will discuss about the chaos league in the next one. So I'll see you there. Goodbye.